Trigger is a powerful stun agent that excels as an off-field dazer. But, do you really need her signature W engine? And why does she prefer a ridiculous amount of crit rate? Hi everyone, I'm vimdae. And today we're going to discuss potential builds for Trigger, alongside her value as an electric stun agent. Trigger is an off-field stun agent that can quickly accumulate days with her aftershock attacks. She's very easy to use and doesn't require a significant amount of field time compared to other stun agents. Her additional ability requirement is very lax, allowing teams to take advantage of her unique Daze application if they have an attack or electric attribute agent on the team. Trigger seems to be a solid stun agent, but the conditional requirement on her core skill concerns me, which states the following. When Trigger's crit rate exceeds 40%, each 1% crit rate above this threshold increases her days dealt by aftershocks by 1.5%, up to a maximum increase of 75%. So, if you want the maximum days bonus, then you would need a total of 90% crit rate, which is a significant amount, especially for a stun agent. And to make matters worse, leveling up her core skill enhancement doesn't even increase this value. So, is it even possible to accrue that much crit rate on a stun agent, and if so, is it even worth the effort? All agents start off with a generous 5% crit rate, and we can improve this value by providing Trigger with a crit rate drive disc in the 4th slot. We can also obtain 24% crit rate by using her S-rank W engine. How convenient. 2-piece Woodpecker Electro and 4-piece Shadow Harmony should be considered when building Trigger. However, do note that the 12% crit rate from Shadow Harmony is a conditional combat stat. The additional crit rate will not appear under agent info, and this value may fluctuate during combat. To get the remaining 17%, you will need to acquire 8 substat rolls. If you have no interest in using Shadow Harmony's 4-piece bonus because of its conditional, then 5 additional substat rolls will be needed to reach the maximum bonus. But what if you're free to play, or what if you lose the 50-50? Assuming you have a crit rate drive disc on slot 4, 2-piece Woodpecker Electro, and 4-piece Shadow Harmony, you would need to obtain the remaining 41% through substat rolls. But let's take this a step further. What if you don't want to use 4-piece Shadow Harmony? How many crit rate rolls would you need to receive the maximum bonus? 23. 23 is the amount of substat rolls you would need to make this work. That's at least 4 substat crit rate rolls per drive disc, excluding the 4th drive disc. What the Please, do not attempt this, and do not pull out your wallet. The purpose of acquiring all this crit rate is to increase her days bonus, and I think reaching 60% crit rate is a reasonable amount, which will provide a 30% days bonus. Instead of heavily depending on crit rate, we can disregard maxing this bonus through her additional ability and instead accumulate days bonus from other sources. Since Trigger's aftershock attack is also classified as a basic attack, we should be able to benefit from Shockstar Disco's 4-piece bonus, which allows basic attacks to inflict 20% more days. We can also use a W engine that grants additional days when using a basic attack. The Restrained is a great free-to-play 5-star option that increases the days from basic attacks for 8 seconds when an attack hits an enemy. And this can stack up to 5 times, providing basic attacks with a 30% days bonus at max stacks. To keep these stacks active, make sure to use her EX special attack frequently and her ultimate whenever it's available. This is important because both skills will allow you to activate Trigger's off-field aftershock attacks without using purge points and with no cooldown restrictions. If you don't have the Restrained on your account, or if it's being used by someone else, you can consider using one of these 4-star options. Box Cutter is Pulchra's signature engine that provides the equipper with a 10-second days bonus when using an aftershock attack. Another great option would be Precious Fossil Core, which also provides a days bonus based on the target's health. But what about W engines that offer impact? Those are fine too. For free-to-play options we have Coleta's signature, Hellfire Gears, which provides a boost to energy regeneration, alongside an impact bonus when using an EX special attack. You could consider using Blazing Laurel or Icejade Teapot, but that choice might make their owner upset, especially Ching-Yi. So, do you really need her signature W engine? No. Will it make it easier to build her? Of course, but it's not necessary. Yes, the 25% defense shred is nice, but we already have defense shred at home. But if you really like this character and believe that having her W engine would provide a more enjoyable gaming experience, then get it. Anyway, that's all for this video. If you found this video to be beneficial, or at least entertaining, then please consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel. And thank you so much for watching.